So now that I introduced MongoDB, what it is and how it roughly works, let me take a step back and go back to the MongoDB company. As I mentioned, the company behind the MongoDB database solution is also called MongoDB. And actually, they have a couple of other products too, and I will have a look at a lot of them throughout this course. So how does the MongoDB ecosystem look like? Obviously, we got the MongoDB database, which is their core asset, the core feature, and the core topic of this course, and probably the reason why you took this course. There you have a self-managed and an enterprise solution. We'll work with the community, with the free community version in this course, which has all the features we need. But of course, I will also dive into deploying that and showing you a way of getting your local database, with which we'll play around in this course, into the web and how to use it on a real app. No worries. Then they have some tools that are related to managing that database. That is more of a system admin, database admin task. I'll not cover it in this course because this is a course for you as a developer. And they have a cloud solution. That is something I will cover because this is an amazing solution for you as a developer, because all the managing a system administrator would have to do is done for you there. And you can focus on the data and your logic there. So this is awesome, and we will use that in this course too. But will also work locally, no worries. They also have a mobile solution, which basically means you can install MongoDB on a mobile device to store data there directly and even work without an internet connection. They got a graphical user interface, Compass, which allows you to connect to your database and look into it with a nice user interface. We will also use that in the course, but most of the time we will not, because as a developer, you of course write code. You don't click around in graphical user interfaces, and therefore we will, well, write code in this course. And we got also some other tools like BI connectors or MongoDB charts if you're more on the data science area. This is not really something where you will write a lot of code. These are more tools that allow you to connect different analytics tools if you need that. Now, this is the entire database world. And this is, of course, their core feature. Hence, they have a lot of products there, as you can see. Now, they also got a relatively new offering, which is called Stitch. And Stitch is basically their serverless backend solution. So this is a bit decoupled of the database, still strongly connected, but also it offers you more than just data storage. Stitch, for example, gives you a serverless query API. And you will see this towards the end of the course, where I have a whole module about Stitch and where I introduce the core products they have in that Stitch environment. So there you will see that this is essentially a tool set, a tool which you can use to efficiently query your database directly from inside your client-side apps. So from inside your React app or anything like that. But this will become clearer in the Stitch module, of course. You also have serverless functions, which allows you to execute code in the cloud on demand. So now this is totally unrelated to the database. You can execute any JavaScript code in the cloud there. And if you know something like AWS Lambda or Google Cloud Functions, this is your equivalent. We also have database triggers, which is basically a service that allows you to listen to events in a database, like a document was inserted, and then execute a function in response to that. And that function could then maybe send an email to a user informing him about that document being inserted, something like that. And there is a feature called real-time sync, which basically is built to synchronize a database in the cloud with that mobile offline supporting database you might have on mobile devices. This is the current snapshot of their ecosystem. The focus of this course is on the MongoDB database, which we'll use locally and in the cloud with Atlas, and how you can work with that, how you can use CRUD operations, how you can retrieve your data efficiently, and all of that. But I will also dive into Compass, I will also dive into the Stitch world and introduce you to that in this course.